Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm forging alliances and setting marriages. Arranging marriages, that's the term.
And I'm Claire, and I'm a New Game Plus.
And this is
Make That Game, where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas.
that won't ever get made. No, we don't make them.
We don't, and it's been almost 4 years of not making them.
Yeah, and we don't even break them.
Mm-mm.
No, we just fake them.
Yeah, you could say that.
Could be said of us.
I mean, I guess our ideas fake. Like, the ideas are
no,
real.
ideas are not fake. Ideas are real. They live forever. They will outlive all of us.
Yeah. This podcast will outlive us all.
Yeah, as long as Spotify's data centers exist, this podcast will exist.
If you're listening in like 2900, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Past.
Well, welcome to the past.
Let's describe what daily life is like for us. So we wake up in the morning, and then the dinosaurs attack, and we have to fend them off with spears.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game idea, is what that
Most
is.
of the time, it's pretty chill.
Every morning. The mornings are the roughest.
Yeah. But once the dinosaurs pretty much stop midday.
Yeah,
like early to mid afternoon.
And then it's just idle time.
Yeah. Then there's actually
jobs
nothing
have been overthrown.
Right, because
the
robots
do it all.
And the dinosaurs take up a lot of like everyone's like
the dinosaurs
mental and
take up a
emotional
lot
energy.
of time, but the robots are doing the work while the dinosaurs attack the humans.
Yeah, so the dinosaurs attack, then around like 1 p.m. my robot drops off my groceries.
Yeah,
This is what we're working with.
Yep.
So anyway,
everything we eat is in pill form. All right.
Which makes the groceries kind of strange that the robot just dropped off.
Yeah, they just hand over pills bottles full of nutrients.
Well, speaking of going back in time, the theme for today's
the theme that we didn't say on last episode, so we have no accountability.
No accountability.
You can't prove that this isn't the theme.
Yeah, it is RenFaire.
RenFaire? Yeah. I thought it was Renaissance Fair.
Well, RenFaire is short for Renaissance Fair.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to communicate clearly.
I'm pretty sure I said RenFaire to you when I came up with it, but I don't know. And then I want to propose the next theme now.
Okay.
Which is rock. Have we done rock?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure there's more than 2 games that we can come up with rock.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to do rock.
We can repeat themes. Should we have a big scroll of every game theme that we've done? A papyrus scroll.
Listeners, get on it.
No, we need it so that we know if we're repeating it or not.
Well, yeah, we'd have to go back.
Okay.
Who's going to do that?
All right.
Are you going to
Listeners, mail us a papyrus scroll.
This is not our day job. We don't have time for that.
That's true.
You're lucky you get episodes. Okay. But anyway, but our theme this time is RenFaire.
Yeah.
Do you want to share your Renaissance Fair game with me today?
I do. My game idea kind of sort of ties into what I think today's discussion is about.
Okay. What you think? I hope you know.
I'll just leave that. People can wonder what I'm talking about, but I'm not coming up with anything fancy here. This is a turn-based, like JRPG style game where you are people who go to a Renaissance fair one day. And it turns out the Renaissance Fair has a portal to a fantasy world, and real monsters are coming around. Yeah. And so while there's people going about their normal days, you are semi-secretly fighting goblins and trolls and dragons and stuff to close the portal and save the day.
I mean, I think that sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Now describe to me what it looks like. Like, is it 3D, 2D? What are we looking at?
Yeah, so it is definitely... So it could work either way, but I do envision it as 3D over the shoulder, a la Expedition 33 Claire Obscure.
Gotcha.
Or is it Claire Obscure Expedition 33 or Expedition 33 Claire Obscure?
I think it's Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
So I envision it more like that because I want you to really get into... at the ground level, all the Renaissance Fair-ery.
Yeah.
You got to see the costumes. You got to see the people having fun, eating turkey legs.
Yeah,
drinking mead.
I agree. It'd be cool if you. Well, I mean, I guess it depends how much people want to know. But I went into Expedition 33 pretty blind on the topic, like on what was going to happen in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool if like people didn't know you were going to be pushed into the past.
Oh no, you're not pushed into the past. No, so you are at the Renaissance Fair,
Right.
and there are monsters coming from a portal into the Renaissance Fair.
You don't go into the portal.
Probably at the end of the game.
Okay, I thought you went into the portal to fight the monsters.
No. You are fighting the monsters like at the RenFaire.
We talked about it.
And
now I know better.
Like, so the random battle scenes. Here's one thing that I'm specifically envisioning. Like the random battle scenes will have somewhat randomized like passerbys.
Mm-hmm.
So like while you're fighting like a troll, in the background, like people come over holding like a turkey leg and just like gawk at you because they think like it's a show.
That's
and
good.
You'll see them like cheering and stuff. So you sort of become part of the Renaissance show as you're fighting these monsters, trying to like protect people from real monsters that want to cause them harm, but they are none the wiser the entire time.
I like it.
Yeah. So what I came up with mostly is just a theme.
Yeah.
Without any particular obviously there's different, like Claire Obscure with the parry and dodge mechanics. Like that is its own spin on the turn-based RPG.
I guess, but parry and dodge are in a lot of games. Do turn-based RPGs not usually have it? Is that the
Not
difference?
usually, no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, honestly, very specifically, Claire Obscure is most similar to the Super Mario RPGs, which, as far as I know, are a fairly unique phenomena as well. Like, I've seen other RPG like franchises, like big name RPG franchises, like indie games, anything's possible. And there's so many indie games, I don't know nearly all of them. But like in general, the ability to like dodge and have different kinds of dodge of attacks and have like quick time event combat of your own attacks and stuff. That's like a Super Mario RPG thing.
Okay.
And I think it was one of the first, if not the first, and one of the most notable. And then like just quick time event combat is, I most remember it from a game called Legend of Dragoon, which was a PlayStation 1 era game, which has it has a very similar thing. Squares appear on screen, and then if you time it right, like you can chain your attacks more. And that was a very interesting subsystem that like most other RPGs don't or aren't using. So yeah, I would say the parry dodge mechanics in the like how, like not just saying parry and dodge in general, but in the context of like a turn-based RPG.
Right. Oh,
it's a very Claire Obscure thing.
I know. Yeah. Cool. Well, I didn't know that. That's cool.
And where I think I was going, I'm not sure if I finished my original thought, but that was an example of how you can like deviate from like just pure turn-based, like Final Fantasy 1 ancient style turn-based RPG combat. Like there are variations that you can do on that, but I'm going to leave that for the full game designer when they build this game.
There you go. That makes sense. Great.
Yeah. And your game idea, your Renaissance Fair game idea.
Okay, so I imagine this one to be like part of the Barbie canon, Barbie Renaissance Festival.
Okay, Barbie Renaissance Festival? Yes.
And it's mostly focused on outfits, because that's what we did at the RenFaire, is get outfits.
Acquiring or just dressing?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go to shops, you acquire outfits, and then you get dressed. But I want there to be a funny part, and this is the funny part.
Okay.
Well, is so you pick your outfit, you look all cute, and then you can go enter into a joust. And I want the jousting to be so incredibly difficult that you die immediately every time. Like you can win, like it's not literally going to be impossible, but it is like, why is this so hard? This is a Barbie game.
Okay, I'm my mind is flooding with gameplay
Yeah,
right
well,
now.
and I just wanted the contrast of like, I mean, it doesn't have to actually be Barbie, but I think that's the best framework to put it in because we all kind of have seen Barbie dress up games where it's barely a game. Like
Yeah.
you're just
No,
picking
but
an
this
outfit,
is a real game.
and Barbie has a voiceover like, "That looks great. I love the green one," and like, so you do that, and then it's like, "Let's enter a tournament." And then you just get completely slaughtered. Like that's the
and
game.
is it really muddy and gritty and realistic and
Maybe. I mean, I did picture it. I honestly am picturing this like early 2000s, like graphic wise.
okay, all right.
But it could be funny to do, yeah. Like the tournament, it like has like all these pretty horses and everything when you enter, and then when you go in, it's like a whole new game. It's like, yeah. So that's I mean, that's really it. There's not a lot to it.
The one of when you beat the game,
Yeah.
you defeat the final jouster. It 1-for-1 recreates that scene from the Henry whatever movie with Robert Pattinson
In the mud.
flipping around in the mud, and then a bunch of peasants just start stabbing him in the throat.
So basically, yeah, it was he couldn't get up from the mud and his armor was too heavy, and so that the jouster you beat just does that for like a solid minute and a half to 5 minutes. And then it'd be like, "Oh no, my outfit has mud on it. Let's get a new one. Play again."
Yes.
Yeah. So that's I don't know what Barbie Renaissance Fair. I don't know if it has to be Barbie. It just that's like the best.
No, well, to make it like usable, make it
legally distinct.
Legally distinct, exactly, like Barbie parody.
Yeah.
Barbie satire.
Yeah, it could be like RenFaire.
Renaissance Fair Carly.
I was just gonna say like outfit or like like dress up time.
Renaissance Fair dress up and joust.
Dress up and joust. That's a good name. Keep that energy for later. But yeah, it's a very simple concept. But that's the game.
All right. Wow. There we go.
Oh, that's fast. Well, now we usually talk about something. Do you know what we're going to talk about today? Do you not know what we're going to talk about today?
I mean, okay, yeah. So recently, the game designer, I don't actually know how recently, I came across a quote from the game designer of the Shadow of the Colossus, Ico. What's the one with the big griffin? Ooh. I forget what the name of that one is. The Guardian? I think it's called The Guardian.
Okay. I don't
Prolific game designer, makes beautiful games, really interesting, like mechanical games. And everyone like who plays these games, it sticks with them forever. Shadow of the Colossus, wonderful game. I've never actually played Ico or The Guardian, but Shadow of the Colossus, amazing stuff. Basically, and I'm summarizing a lot, I'm paraphrasing a lot here, basically said that the era of game mechanics is dead. No more are we really we see big name games, at least like AAA studios, pushing unique, like mechanically unique games,
and we're getting
like using that as like a selling point.
Yeah, and we're getting this from an article in CBR. Do you know what that stands for, by the way?
Comic book reader? Yeah.
And some of the quotes from that designer. But yeah, so based on this, it basically is like he's saying that to restate it, not that mechanics don't exist, because we need mechanics, but that mechanics aren't as crucial.
Yeah. No longer are people like looking for a unique gameplay, or almost the vibe that I got from like, it's not the selling point, and it's not from the quote from the designer. I should name him, is what I should do. I just keep saying the designer of these games that are good.
Fumito Ueda. Fumito Ueda.
Okay, yeah, Fumito Ueda. I'm butchering the name. Fumito Ueda. That I butchered that last name, definitely.
Do you think he's right?
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree. So I'm not even sure if we fully explained what he's saying, but so like I have noticed that it's not even a recent, but I've noticed a trend in games that are getting released that they are, a lot of them are like getting very samey in the actual mechanics.
Mhm.
I mean, I even noticed this as far back as like 2015. Like The Witcher 3 is just one of, it might have even been one of the first, but like open world games where it's just like, all right, we're going to put a skill tree in there because everybody loves skill trees. Like, no longer is skill tree like a specific thing that they implemented for a video game. Now it's like, oh, you just put a skill tree in a video game, because when people level up, because we're adding level up mechanics, people level up, they need to have level up do something, and it can't just give you HP and MP. Like, it's got to give you skill points,
So
and then you
skill
customize.
tree is the one where you get the like you pay for a skill and then
Yeah.
you can pick which skill you get next.
Yes.
And you can't go
So like getting Firebolt unlocks the option to then later on get Fireball or Firestorm.
But then if you take Firestorm, you can't get the third in line of the Fireball.
Well, you could, but you just have to like go further. You
I'm
have
just
to go
trying
back
to
in the tree.
describe it best.
Yeah. Yeah, basically pick an option, it unlocks one or more other options further down a tree.
Yeah, and the further down you travel one direction, the harder it's going to be to go back.
Yeah.
But so Witcher just threw that in there.
I don't know if like Witcher 2 or Witcher 1 also had these, but it just felt like, okay, this game doesn't feel like it's gaining too much from this edition. Same with like the items in Witcher 3. The items are like, all right, here's a sword with plus 3% melee damage, and here's armor with plus 2% piercing defense. And I don't know, that doesn't feel like it's adding anything, because I know that the entire point of the Witchers is they have like a steel sword and they have a silver sword, and then adding this ability to like get axes and clubs, and here's a better silver sword, and the silver sword that you start with actually sucks. It's the worst silver sword in the game, and you have to get this way better silver sword, but then you upgrade, like later on there's an even better silver sword, and it's like, what is this adding? Like, I can be a roaming adventurer without this like loot drop mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, do I really need that in the scope of this game? A lot of people really, it's the endorphin hits. But where I'm going with this is, and I'm using Witcher 3 an awful lot, but like if you look at games, like a lot of games are just adding these things. Like even the newest God of War is like an open world game with skill trees. And I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it has like loot drops where it's like, all right, here's your plus 6% damage axe. I could be wrong on that. I haven't played like the newest God of War. I've only seen like gameplay videos, and I did not pay too much close attention to them. But yeah, it's like a checklist of, all right, here's my new game, open world, skill tree, level up, loot. This is what video games are now, and I just changed the graphics.
I think that's interesting because I took the conversation in a different direction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, I think like reading the article, I was thinking more of one thing that stood out to me, and this was mostly I think in the writer, not necessarily the quotes, that they were saying there's not really new mechanics to be built.
Yes.
And I think that's probably wrong.
That's always going to be wrong.
Right, but they're saying, we're kind of at a peak of mechanic discovery. It used to be like, whoa, they can jump. And now it's like, okay, if they can't jump, it's kind of a problem.
Yep.
Where people will be frustrated because they expect a certain thing, and the article is very pro this idea that the mechanics are dead, which is the clickbaity headline. Their point really is we have this language of video game now in mechanics that going from one game to another, you have a better understanding of what to expect and how to play that game. And you have a better skill of using that mechanic because it's similar across games. And so it lets the story shine, and it lets the small mechanics you've chosen stand out in the way that you're using them to build the story or the world of your game.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So you took it more like, all right, we've got to be careful. We've got all the ingredients laid out before us. We're
Yeah.
not discovering new ingredients as rapidly as we once were.
But like if we put everything in the soup, it's going to be bad.
Yeah. Well, that's what I feel like modern, like AAA
Yeah.
games are, is they are putting everything in the soup.
Yeah.
And just every single game, to me, feels like they just all have all the same features. And it's just barely a reskin or thematic reskin of games. And obviously that is extreme hyperbole, because there is definitely like an explicit difference between Claire Obscure and Call of Duty, like 100%. But even like these first person shooter, like we're just gonna kill people, like they have like the level up system, get the perks, get prestiges, like get new unlock new skins. And it feels like at one point, one of these types of games included a feature, and now every other game in that genre just has to include those, or else people aren't going to get the endorphins. They aren't going to get... Is it endorphins, or is it the one that starts with S? That's like serotonin. Which one's like the addiction?
It's dopamine.
Dopamine? I was wrong on all three of them. Or on both of them.
Technically, what was the first thing you said? You said endorphins.
I think endorphins, yeah.
I think technically those are both endorphins.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't know. I'm not a brain doctor. Don't ask me.
Neither am I. But yeah, it's just like we've hit the point where it's like, all right, psychologically speaking, or biologically speaking, I guess, like these good chemicals are released when we give rewards at these set intervals. So that's how we're going to do it.
I would argue that things like skill trees do not give me endorphins.
Oh, absolutely. They don't but we are also not... I've spoke myself into a corner, because there's no way that I can say this without sounding, am I better than everyone else?
Better than everyone else? No.
But there's definitely clear indication that the mean person, the median person, I'm also not a math guy, so I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but like the reason psychological things like work happen is because they've been proven to work.
Yes.
On
but
at least the enough of the population that it's viable.
Well, it's interesting to me. I think some of the mechanics you describe are part of that dopamine cycle, but part of them are definitely not. Like loot drops are definitely any kind of reward for like a short thing. So like the shorter the time between rewards is, the more you're gonna keep vying for those rewards. You know, so that's why it's going on small side quests. People get really obsessed about when like the bigger quest takes longer, but we have to keep them engaged, so they're doing all these things. So like that's like the retention grabber thing. I don't know that it's always that's always the motivation. I do think you're hitting on something that they think, if I don't put this in, it's not a video game. Or it's not a video game in this genre.
Oh, that is fair. Like, I need a skill tree if I'm trying to really be an open world game. But then again, like, Tears of the Kingdom doesn't have a skill tree.
No, it doesn't.
Nintendo, I think, is one of the... And I feel like this is just going to sound so generic. People are going to be able to read into me so much by this statement. But I do feel like Nintendo, besides indies, Nintendo feels like the big gaming company that is still taking bigger risks.
I mean, Ascend
mechanically
from Tears of the Kingdom was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. But even besides like inventing new mechanics, I think they're willing to like focus and experience a lot more. Like they aren't going to release a Mario open world game with a skill tree.
That we know.
And loot drops.
No.
I don't think that doesn't feel like anything Nintendo would ever do. Where it feels like every other character, like every other IP is getting like loot drop games, like just making the next one open world, because that's what people buy these days. Like Nintendo doesn't do that.
It is interesting too. It depends also how many games you play as the player.
That is true.
Because Ori and the Forest,
Blind Forest,
was the first game I ever played with a skill tree.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a lot to learn. But then the next game I played with a skill tree, I was like, oh, I do know what this is about. I do know what this is. And that happens a lot with different mechanics I mean, I think Baldur's Gate was probably the first turn-based RPG I played.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And but that helped me be ready for Expedition 33.
Oh yeah, which is cool. They're I would say they're completely different, like
right, but
within turn-based.
But again, the base mechanic is
of I get to take a turn, then you take a turn.
And there's a turn order to look at.
Yay!
Whoa! Folks, I've missed the turn order for at least half of my playthrough. Uh-oh. Well, less than half of Expedition 33. Because I noticed during the stream, I was like, wait, that's what those faces on the side are. It's the turn order. Incredible. Yeah, so kind of like I do see a benefit in repeating certain things. I mean, I don't want them to go stale, and I think you're right that we can't just add them for the sake of adding something. That becomes pretty soulless, I think.
Yes.
I do see a benefit in this repetition of ideas where it does feel like you as a player can grow and learn and get a better handle on these. And I do think it allows for a game to start harder sometimes. If the mechanic is very known, you can kind of start the skill ramp up in a different way.
I mean, that's kind of like I guess it's not really a game that you find on consoles, but I Want to Be the Guy, or I guess the new one is like the modern-ish version is I Want to Be the Boshi. But that is a game that assumes that you've played platformers before.
Yeah.
I think it does on the first screen, like say WASD to move and space to jump, and that's all you really need to know. And then you go, okay, this is that kind of game, and then you start playing it, and then you go, oh, this is that kind of game.
And like everyone's gonna learn. Every game is gonna be someone's first game, probably. But
oh my god, imagine if your first video game was Baldur's Gate 3.
It could be. I'm sure.
Actually, I'm sure that's a lot of people. Yeah,
because it was so popular in the common knowledge.
That's
people
true.
probably
Wow.
did try it. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm sure they played really interesting. Honestly, I would love to watch someone play that as their first video game.
Actually, that's
Email
a
us at
stream series. That's a
makethatgamepodcast
YouTube series.
@gmail.com.
Imagine Mike Schubert. Like style, Potterless style,
That'd
but
be incredible.
I grew up my entire life never playing a video game.
And I'm gonna play Baldur's Gate 3.
I'm 27 years old now, and here is Baldur's.
Oh my gosh, I want that. If you have never played a video game, but you're somehow listening to this podcast, please email us and make the game podcast.
If you know someone
@gmail.com.
who's never played,
we'll set that up. It is hard because so the Mike Schubert podcast Diverse is him reading books he has never read before, but it's not like his first book ever.
Oh yeah, so it's kind of different.
It is, I think, very different. Anyway, we got off on a way tangent, but I think my feeling is I kind of like this idea that mechanics don't have to be unique. The star of the show. They don't have to be unique, but they should always support the goal of the game.
I agree with that.
And I also think that, though, in the article, I do not think it's true that we've invented all of the mechanics that will be invented.
No, I think that's a little bit of hyperbole, and I don't remember getting that vibe. I get the vibe more like we're near the bottom of the mine, all the easy ore veins are all mined out, and now it takes like dedicated people searching like kind of far out to find anything of value anymore. Because to your point earlier, jumping was a novel concept in a video game at a certain point, and even after like Mario existed, like there was genres of games where it was just unheard of to have the ability to jump. Like a lot of RPGs, like never gave you the ability to jump over obstacles. Yeah. They would like put like knee-high bushes in front of you and be like, all right, you can't go that way.
I mean, that's why playing Oracle of Seasons makes me want to scream. They didn't give. Oh my gosh, that's still. You have to hold an item to jump, and you have one item.
Well, that's why the Link's
slot.
Awakening remake was like your feather's always equipped. It's the R button,
Yeah.
and you still have B and A free.
Yeah.
And they even put the sword as its own button, so you don't need to have the sword equipped, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
They took
that's
a lot
quality
of-
of life features.
They took a lot of the menuing away in the redo, and I love that for me.
I love that in general because it shows like how much video games have come from a design perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and it plays into what we're talking about here. Like at the time, I'm sure that the system that it had thought put into it. Like it wasn't just like randomly put down, but it was just like
It was
the
what
idea,
was happening.
it was what was happening. The idea of like the modern remade version of it like didn't come along until later. Like that probably wasn't even conceivable. Or if they did conceive of it, the reason it wasn't implemented is that the hardware just could not manage.
Right.
I mean, part of it is at the time there was only 2 buttons to use. So I guess in that specific case,
that's a huge
that is
factor.
a huge factor.
So it's
about it.
a hardware and software issue sometimes. Yeah. Which is why, again, I think we can't limit our creativity either. We don't, for those listeners in 2900 that are listening now, I'm sure you're laughing along with all your brand new consoles and mechanics.
Yeah, you have mechanics we can't even fathom.
Or they have
right
the
now.
Switch 7 and it's just a slightly bigger Switch 6 and they're releasing yet another Mario Kart game on it. Or that could
That's
be
true,
it also.
Yeah.
Although Kirby Air Ride looks even cooler. We need to switch too. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Let's do a rapid fire round.
Okay. Well, the rapid fire round is where we generate 3 random words. We come up with a game idea based on those 3 words, and we need a name for that game and a gameplay loop. But we only have 5 minutes to do all that because that's why it's called the rapid fire round, is it's rapid. And I need to find the 3 words. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so we're going to generate 3 random words, and I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Look, employee, berry.
Bury. Bury.
Berry.
Like bury a dog bone.
Yeah.
All right, just to be clear.
I thought of burying a body first.
Oh, well, that's morbid. That's spooktacular.
It's
All
October. Right. What am I supposed to do?
Look, employee, bury.
You work for a graveyard.
Okay.
You're an employee.
All right.
And you bury people.
All right.
And you have to look for, it's the Victorian era, and you have to look for people who were accidentally not dead.
Okay, and then dig them up before they suffocate and die?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe you get different abilities to test them before you bury them. Like there's a skill tree,
mm-hmm.
and you can unlock the skill to open the casket before you bury them and do a quick check. And then you level that up, and you eventually have the ability to just know if a casket has someone alive in it.
I think I like that, and so you get points if you guess it before they're buried. But if you don't, then it's like a like a time.
Points?
I don't.
Points? We're including points into
or
this
like
now.
Score?
Huh?
I don't know. Well, you have to get something.
Yeah, I was just imagining
the
this like
cycle.
I was just imagining this to be like a Stardew Valley like game where you're just like generally a graveyard guy.
I was picturing it
like a groundskeeper.
Like the gameplay loop was like a new body comes in and you get this, like you can like observe it with whatever skills you've unlocked, and if you deem it passed away and it's not, at night when you hear the bell of it being alive, if there's like a timed event of you like running and trying to dig them out.
No, so like all right, so
okay.
I'm proposing Stardew Valley, like not Stardew Valley specifically, but just like the day night cycle, like slice of life gaming. I don't know what that genre is called, but like I'll call it slice of life gaming. You are the groundskeeper of a graveyard, or I guess, is the groundskeeper also the person who would do the burying? No. Probably in the Victorian era, yes.
Maybe.
Let's just say it is.
Okay.
So you are that guy, and so you have to, because normally in like Stardew Valley or Harvest Moon, like this kind of game, like you go to bed for the night and you wake up, but in this you have to manage shifts effectively of yourself, because you have to not only bury stuff during the day, but at night you also have to patrol for like potentially people waking up, or graveyard robbers, or let's get fantastical, zombies, right? So you have to manage when you're sleeping.
Is it a person waking up, or is it a zombie that I should shoot in the head?
And so instead of just having you play all day and then at night you go to the next day,
right?
You have to manage your sleep to have energy to stay up at night and do patrols.
I
and
like
stuff.
having the day night as the mechanic. I think that's cool. Okay, all right, that sounds good to me. It's called Bury Your Fears.
That makes it sound like a horror game.
It's a little bit. I don't know.
It's just a game about being a guy burying bodies.
It's called I'm Just a Guy Burying Bodies.
You know what? I like that as a name for a game. Okay. I'm just a guy burying bodies. But this now makes it. I was envisioning a top-down 2D pixel art like Stardew Valley. But if we call it I'm Just a Guy Burying Bodies, I imagine it has to be 3D.
I liked imagining it as. Why does it have to be 3D?
Because that makes me think of like the like cheap asset flip like simulator games.
It doesn't have to be that.
But okay.
I'm Just a Guy Burying Bodies of the Valley, the game.
Oh, okay. All right. There it is.
That's the title.
Yep. With 1 minute left on the clock.
I just think we don't have to change the look of the game if we want to just have a silly, goofy title.
I just thought that the silly, goofy visuals match the silly, goofy title.
I guess. But once you said Stardew... So I was picturing that at first, the 3D. But once you said Stardew Valley, I got really sold on the vibe. Yeah. The cozy October.
Okay.
That's a very good vibe. You got me on the vibe.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. It's a good vibe. All right. Ready for the next 2 words?
3, 2, 1, go.
Classroom. Particular. Reporter. Particular is a hard one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that one.
So do we want to go from the route of like particulate, like particles, or do we want to go from like specific?
Wow, that is literally the dictionary definition of particular.
The two things
specific.
That I said? Yeah. Well, yeah, I know some words. I've known a word or two in my lifetime. Like what?
I don't know if it means particle.
No, but I feel like it's not that far of a stretch.
I guess, but that's not coming up. So I guess let's try to do it specific if we can. Just to be more true.
Okay.
True to the challenge.
Fine.
We can put the other way in our back pocket just in case.
Yeah. So, all right, classroom, particular, reporter. Okay.
You're learning journalism school.
Okay.
And you have to get the facts right.
Okay.
In your report, the particular facts of the case.
The particulars. All right. One of the dictionary definitions of particular is just details.
Yeah.
Detailed. So like. Okay. So the gameplay itself. So you get a story. Like each like quest is like you researching a story. Yeah. And it gives you a checklist, a bunch of like question mark details.
Who, what, where, when, why, how.
And so you have to find as many of those as you can, and you can hand in the story at any time for
your grade.
For reduced bonuses.
What I would like, because it is I think one mechanic I want to employ is when you are interviewing people, because obviously you'll have to do that. Mm-hmm. Instead of a lot of games where you have, let's say you have 3 options to ask, and it'll let you ask those 3 in any order. I think it should be once you ask one, that option, you're done now. Like you've asked the question.
Okay.
So part of it is the skill of learning what questions are the best ones to ask over time.
Okay. All right. So does each interview have like the same questions? Like question number 1 is always one of 3 options or something? And then...
I think they'll have like a similar style of question, like more open-ended or I don't know exactly what it would be, but there'd be some indicator of like how the question's being asked that's repeatable and noticeable.
Okay.
But they wouldn't be the same questions every time because that wouldn't make sense.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I was just thinking from like a gameplay perspective,
right, well, yeah,
how do we make it repeatable and like learnable and like a skill that you pick up?
There's a really good example of this in 33, but I can't tell you.
You can't. It's a spoiler.
I guess not. Well, because I guess I don't know. Basically, there's a mini quest where you have to finish poems with someone.
Okay.
And it seems very subjective at first, but then you realize that no, it's basically based on the meter of each line. So it doesn't really matter what the content is. It's more about
matching the
rhythm.
meter. Yeah.
And so something like that where it's like, oh, 2 of these questions are yes or no questions and one's open-ended. And the open-ended questions are always better because then people are more likely to say more details.
Oh.
That's one example. But yeah, something where it's like the structure of the question itself is always the right one.
Gotcha.
And so over time playing, you would get better. And that's part of the classroom too, because it is school. You don't start great.
Right. Okay. All right. I like that. What's it called?
I was like, hear ye, but that's not what I'm trying to go for.
No, that's not. No.
But you got your headline, get your papes.
Newsies,
but not newsies aren't writing it. But that's
no.
Right. You're standing and you're like, headline. What do you say? Extra.
Yeah, but that's what the newsies say.
Okay. But deadline to graduate.
Deadline to graduate. Okay. I'm giving nothing here.
The next great reporter. It's you.
The next great reporter.
Parentheses.
Okay.
It's you.
All right. 18 seconds left.
Okay. I could tell you were getting nervous about time and not liking anything I was saying. I was like, oh man, I gotta keep going. I gotta come up with something. All right. We're ready for a
Last
final.
one. 3,
I'm ready.
2, 1, go.
Reference, conventional, encourage.
Can I see what are we talking about here? Hold on.
There we go.
What? Reference, conventional,
encourage.
Yeah. All right, let's start with the first word, reference, right?
Yeah.
What can we do with reference?
I think encyclopedia.
Memory game?
Yeah.
Memory game. Memory match 'em up game.
We love a match.
Okay. What's the second word?
Conventional.
Conventional weapons. Conventional.
Okay.
Conventions.
So
social etiquette is conventional.
Orthodox, normal, what is generally done.
Okay. All right.
That's what we were getting for, yeah.
All right. So it's a memory game where you're matching social norms. What's the third word?
Encourage.
And that is the gameplay for how you
encourage.
Encourage. So it's a Smiling Friends fan game where you do card memory.
I don't
games.
know Smiling Friends, so you're going to have to describe a little bit more.
Well, Smiling Friends is they just make people smile. Their job is they go on assignments to make people smile.
So you're matching social like the cards laid out, the memory matching game. But it's social norms, and if you succeed, then you make someone happy.
Yeah.
What's an example of a norm they would match?
Taking a walk.
I don't think that's a social norm.
No, but that's a conventional thing that people do.
I guess so, yeah. I guess it doesn't have to. I mean, you said social norms, but I guess it's just anything.
Yeah, it's just any norm.
Can we
any
throw in things
normal
that
thing.
aren't normal, and then it's like...
And then you don't match those.
You never
match
match
If you
them,
match those...
Then you lose a point.
Then they're less happy. They're less encouraged. You're encouraging them to get out there. There are a bunch of shut-ins. There are a bunch of neats.
Okay, but that doesn't. Okay, all right. You sure?
you teach that use the match. The matching game is just abstract gameplay mechanics that represent you telling them about the outside world and how fun it is by showing them conventional things that they can do. So you're like, oh, you can go on a walk, you can swim at the lake, you can golf, you can mini golf with your friends. and then one of them is like bite the head off a bat, and
you're
then
like,
if
let's not talk
if you
about
match
last night,
those,
Jerry.
if you match those, then they get freaked out. They don't want to go outside because they're like, people be eating the heads off bats.
Okay. So that's called
Smiling pals.
Smile.
Grinning friends.
That's scary. I don't know what it is about that, but
okay, all right.
Smiling pals is okay. I kind of want to add the outside part, like let's go outside. But I don't know why that's like the theme of my titles right now, which is not great. We could do smiling
what's
pals.
the fear of going outside?
Agoraphobia. How about
Agoraphobics Anonymous? That might be offensive to people with actual agoraphobia.
Yeah, I don't want to use agoraphobia. I like
all right.
I like the idea of like smile. Like what if it's like helpful pals.
Helpful pal. What if it's get out there and smile?
That sounds aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out there and smile. All right. Yeah.
Get out there and grin.
Yeah.
There we go. We got that GG in there.
That's
30
alliteration.
seconds left with the alliteration. We nailed it, folks. We did it. We 100% roasted the episode.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Toast?
I was like, I don't think
I'm not sure if that's the correct word
no,
there. No,
I was like, roasted.
I just lost points. I didn't do the conventional thing.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is the show. Thanks for listening. You can find us on social media at Make That Game Pod. We are on YouTube, which is Make That Game is the channel, but you can go youtube.com/the @ Make That Game to find us. That's the easiest way there. And you can follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Make That Game. We just went live a couple days ago, and we're going to go live every month. So look out for us in November. Probably will also be fairly early in the month because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Whoa, I know. You can send us emails, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com with game ideas or words you want us to make games out of or discussions you want to hear on the show. We love to get emails. And go to makethatgame.com. But if you heard a game today that you want to play, don't go to makethatgame.com yet. You got to get out there and
make that game.